3 o'clock, great to have you. You missed our Juwan Howard soliloquy, Odyssey.com. Rewind. Deal breakers coming up in an hour. I want to talk Lions, and I've got something for you. So hear me out on this, and then we'll try to have a conversation. So you heard in Luke's update, DJ Reader's in town. Now, DJ Reader is just a mean human. I mean, he is 340 pounds of just mean. It's the best way I can describe watching DJ Reader play football, both with Houston and Cincinnati. He is, when healthy, Ben, I can say with certainty, one of the top 15 defensive tackles in all of football. So then you ask yourself, okay, well, what's the catch here? What's the downside? Well, the downside is he's had one of the most difficult injuries to come back from, and he's had it twice. Once on each leg. He has blown out his quad. He did it the first time in 2020. He did the other leg, I believe it was the right leg, this past year. So he's coming off of, at near age 30, it's a devastating injury. It's a really hard rehabilitation process, and if you don't believe me, you can ask DJ Reader, who has talked extensively about it in Cincinnati newspapers. I'm a nerd, okay? There you go. The point I'm making is, I have no qualms about signing this man if your doctors say he's good. Because if you put DJ Reader next to Aleem McNeil, you have told other teams this when they want to run the ball. Bitch, you ain't running the ball. Like, it's not happening. So I want to say I don't have reservations about the player when healthy. He's an awesome football player. And if you sign him, this would move. I'm not speaking for Rico. It's just me. I would take this from a C+ offseason to a B-. Like, solid. A B- is not bad. You're not going to get in the A's unless you went out and landed a L'Jarius Sneed, or you went out and did the unthinkable and got Danielle Hunter. Like, it's a solid, I could work around it. Now, here's the fear, Rico, and then I want to hear your grade. The fear is almost every player not named Amick Robinson has a huge injury profile. Carlton Davis has missed 16 games over the last 3 years. Marcus Davenport basically was out all of last year and has seemingly always been banged up. And now you'd bring in DJ Reader off of, and again, I'm not a doctor. If your doctors give this man a good deal, and I will trust you. I will trust Brad Holmes. But that is my only concern is it is a collection of oft-injured guys or guys coming off of a catastrophic injury, which is a blown-out quad. I mean, that's a really hard injury, and it would be his second one. But overall, I got nothing to tell you about the football player. He's awesome. I'm shocked the Bengals are letting him go.
But see, I wonder if it's a reason. Is there a reason why the Bengals are letting him go, Mike? I can't give it a B. I got to pull the John Jansen. This is the one I have to let it play out because if he plays, and I'll even say, if he can give you 12 games this year, then I'll give you your B. But if you're just bringing in high-priced damaged goods, again, I got to leave it at a C until I see him actually make an impact out on the field because it's almost becoming like this is a salvage yard where you can come and try to rehab here and get your career back in order instead of just going out and getting players who have a history. Like, realize football's a violent game. Yep. I understand people are going to get injured, but it's just you keep bringing in injured players hoping that they're going to rehab and get better here. I got to leave it at a C. I cannot give it a B. Ask me later on in the season, and I can change my mind. If he actually plays, yes, you're right. It works. You're going to strengthen the defensive line. You're going to shut down the opponent's run game. But if he's on the sideline in street clothes, that's not helping your defensive line.
I know. Look, the only thing I can tell you with DJ Reader, he is one of these oddly high-level and consistent players. There's just no variance. You know what you're getting when he plays. And outside of those two brutal injuries, he plays. I am fascinated. And I think the type of contract you pay him will tell you a lot. I mean, we talked to Eric Armstead yesterday, very similar to DJ Reader in age. And DJ Reader's a far better run defensive player. Armstead's the better pass rusher, but I think DJ Reader overall is a better football player. Look, Rico, I just am. First of all, this week I'm exhausted. I don't know why I'm arguing with people when I tell you I like the players. I just don't have to love it. It's this weird psychosis in this city. But if you bring in DJ Reader, what will it accomplish? It's what we talked about is, well, first of all, DJ Reader's going to give you some interior pressure. Some. I don't want to get carried away, but some. DJ Reader's always got a knack of doing the splash thing. Like, you'll be watching Bengals games, and all of a sudden you'll see this 500-pound man murder a human, and he's in the backfield, and he eats the running back, and then the head goes rolling down the field. You're like, what the hell just happened? DJ Reader has a few of those every year where you're like, how? It would upgrade the D-line, which I thought was critical. And I can't tell you that Marcus Davenport does that. That's why I didn't want to bother with it. This, at least, I could tell you. If their doctors say, okay, on paper, I'll say, all right, I'm good. I'm with you. We only know once we get to camp and once we get to the season.
Right. And then if this was the only person they brought like that, I would say, okay, the Lions know something, he's going to heal up. But the fact that the Bengals were like, okay, well, I'm going to Detroit. Okay. You want us to drive you to the airport? Here, just take the bag. Don't worry about coming back. As a matter of fact, we're going to have your replacement signed before you even hit the tarmac. So, that I'm a little apprehensive because how Cincinnati reacted to that. It was no fight. It was almost like, okay, see you. You can go to Detroit. You're there.
And they already have. Now, this might be foreshadowing in a positive way. The Bengals have brought in a couple of D tackles today. Does that foreshadow that they believe Reader's gone? That the Detroit thing is kind of a
right? That's why I think that they know he's gone, but the fact that they're not putting up a fight to try to keep him.
Look, man, again,
good players. I mean, you saw what just happened with the Chargers. We thought they were going to release everybody.
I think it's easier
and they found a way to bring them all back.
I think it's easier to not bring back a player when he's missed 2 of the seasons he's played for you. I think that's an easier move on that side of the fence than it is if you're the Lions. If you're the Lions, you're probably only getting him because of the quad injury last year. Yeah. I want to give it a flyer. Dirty C, I really do like the player. But I'm with you in that even bringing back Mosley, if I give you 4 players that you have decided to bring back to this team, 2 of them are coming off devastating injuries. Another is coming off a lost season and a guy who's always nicked. Any other guy's missed 16 games in 3 years, no less than 4 games a year. I can't fight Rico, guys. If you want to fight him, God bless. I think your concerns are valid. They're my concerns. Yeah. I'm saying on paper, if it plays out, Reader is a difference maker. He is. So I want to know where Lion fans are at. What do you make of this? If the offseason would be complete after a DJ Reader signing, what's the approval rating? 248-539-9797. David, you're nodding your head a little bit. What's going on?
Because it's interesting because I truly believe you guys are saying the same thing, but it's just that injury question mark.
No, Mike's buying the stock a little earlier.
Correct. He's trusting what the doctors of the Lions would say and say, you know what? Yes, we're good with this. So you have to trust their decision and move with it and say, on paper, this is what we have. I believe we have the best of DJ Reader coming up this season. I'm just leaning more towards Rico and saying, I'm not sure that he's going to be healthy enough to do what he needs to do for this team. And it doesn't change my mind on their offseason if they sign him.
David, some of this could just be a bias on my part because I'm just tired of seeing injured players getting signed. I want to see somebody that you don't have to worry about. They can just come in training camp and they're ready to go. Not, okay, we got to rehab them. We got to kind of watch them and make sure. I'm frustrated. If I'm a Lions fan, I'm frustrated because I must say this again. You had the money to go and be a big boy team, and you chose poverty. I don't know why. You chose to walk in there and say, I'm broke. Can I use a coupon? Can I use a discount instead of just paying full price?
And I like the player. It is a risk. I guess for me, I have to accept that they're going to sign a bunch of injured people every year, and this is what they do. Do I wish it was Danielle Hunter? Sure I do.
This is our life now. Injured players.
Pretty much.
Uplifting stuff, man.
Yeah, but Kenny, here's the deal. Like, I'm not trying to play both sides of the fence. I'm stating a fact that the injury profile concerns me, but what I'm giving more credit to is that DJ Reader is a really good football player who's played at a really high level for pretty much his whole career. 2020, misses the year with the quad. Last year, God, what week did he hurt? It might have been week 6. The point is, at least as a player, I know what I'm getting, because you know what? Unlike Carlton Davis, whose play has slipped, sorry, I hate to bring facts to the table.
You just hate him.
No, I don't. I didn't like his comments yesterday.
Oh, no, man. You're white media.
You know, sometimes you're doing the post-game interview and you just get hit with a pie. That's me right there. I drove in 3, had a couple base hits, still got sabotaged by a teammate. 248-539-9797. We'll get you.